Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. A good quality cold air kit is frequently the first modification many Mustang owners make, and we don't expect buyers of the hot new EcoBoost Mustang to be any different. There's many benefits to a cold air intake. The first one is going to be performance. More air in equals more horsepower, especially in a turbocharged car. Additional benefits are the increased sound as well as the better looks under the hood. We had great success with the Airaid intakes on previous project cars, so today we're going to install one on our 2015 EcoBoost Mustang. The Airaid's a great choice for your first modification because there's no tune required and everything needed to install it is included with it. It comes in this one-piece rotoform plastic box which works off your factory intake ducts, a clear plexiglass cover so you can see your filter, the Blue SynthaMax Filter which does not require any oil, couplers and clamps and hardware necessary for installation, and finally this 3.5-inch plastic tube that does not require a tune because it has special venturi to keep the mass air function working normal. For this installation, you need a 1/4-inch ratchet, 7mm socket, 8mm socket, 10mm socket, 6-inch extension, 4mm Allen key, T10 Torx bit, and needle nose pliers. The first step of the installation, be to remove these 3 screws here. They're plastic, so you can take them off by hand. That'll remove the battery cover so we can disconnect the negative terminal. Once the battery is disconnected, we can start the actual installation by removing this clamp first that holds the factory tube to the factory airbox. Disconnect the temp sensor from the box by pushing on the connector. You want to remove the harness, slowly pull back on the clip. Now we can remove the bolt over here on our fender apron that holds the airbox in place. You want to keep that bolt handy, you will need it for the Airaid. Once the airbox is out, we'll move over to the passenger side. We're going to loosen up the clamp that holds the factory piping to the turbo. Before we can move the inlet pipe, we'll disconnect the PCV. Push in a little gray clip, slide that off. And grab a pair of pliers. Move that clamp there that holds on the turbo bypass pipe. And remove the factory inlet pipe. Now we can begin assembling the Airaid intake. You want to grab the supplied grommet along with this aluminum fitting. This is where the PCV is going to connect. The grommet goes in here and then insert the fitting. Now we're going to move the air sensor from the factory airbox to our Airaid intake. You have to turn it to get it off. If you look, you'll see there's a little tab here. What you want to do is sort of tilt it backwards and turn it so it clears and you can remove it. Before we can install the sensor, you want to carefully remove the factory blue O-ring and replace it with the black O-ring included in the kit. To install the temp sensor into our new intake, you put it in the opening here. If you look, there's a little cutout. That's where that locking tab is going to go. As you push it down, you turn it so it sits right on the edge like that. Then use the supplied bolt and washer to hold it in place. And if they're ever tightened, just make sure it's snug, make sure the washer is over that tab so it's locked in place. Now you want to grab the reducer and the 2 clamps that fit, put that on the turbo end of the Airaid intake pipe. If you need to, tighten the other one down just enough so it stays on. You don't want to have it tight just yet or you won't be able to get it onto the turbo. Now that the inlet tube is finished, we can work on the airbox itself. You'll put the filter adapter inside. I'm going to use this applied hardware to bolt it on from the outside of the airbox. Before we put aside the factory airbox, you want to remove this grommet. Sometimes it does stay in the car, but if not, just slide it off the stud. We'll need this for our new airbox. First, put the factory grommet back into place, and then we'll lower in our Airaid airbox. Use a factory mounting tab with the grommet and then reinstall the factory bolt to hold it in place. Again, get it snug, no reason to over tighten it. Now you want to grab the silicone coupler with the hump in the middle and the 2 clamps, put it on the airbox on the filter adapter. Leave the other one loose for now. Now we'll grab the intake tube and connect it to the turbo. Make sure you leave the hose clamp in a fashion that you can actually get to it and tighten it down. Careful the vacuum lines in the area. Once you connect on the turbo side, connect the other end to the airbox. Once the tube's fitted, you'll want to go back and tighten all the clamps. Once the tube's in place, you can reconnect the PCV and the bypass. Reconnect the air sensor. And there's a little plug in the Airaid box for the factory plug. Now we're going to put the air filter on the adapter. Grab this applied plastic cover for the airbox and we'll lay that into the groove. Put the cover on top of that and then screw it down. I'm going to tighten it all the way down so you get them all installed. And you want to go back, double check all your connections, reconnect your negative terminal on your battery, and your installation's finished. From our experience, we know it's going to make power. Obviously, it looks great. Let's see how it sounds. You can definitely hear the turbo a lot more. A lot of times you put a cold air kit on any kind of turbo car, it makes the turbo a little more noticeable, a little more volume. We can definitely hear it more with our Airaid intake. Our Airaid intake fits great, looks great, and we know we're going to see some gains on the dyno as well as at the track. Installation is pretty easy. It'll probably take you around a half an hour. You'll be back on the road in no time. For more 15 installation videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.